Now, the launch of Apple's new streaming service, Apple Music, is a departure from the way Apple has traditionally sold music in its iTunes store. Recently, iTunes customers reported the music in their libraries had been overridden by digital rights management, a series of copyright protections. So this week, Anthony looked deeper into digital media and whether or not we ever truly own what we buy.
This is magnetic tape. Back in the day, this was all we had, and just like jeans, it's made to fade. There's generational loss, which means a copy of a copy sounds a little bit like poo. When you bought one of these, you also bought a license, which meant that the music on this tape was for you and you alone. This is an optical disc, and it contains digital files. It also degrades, but in much the same way a plastic bag might degrade. The digital files on this disc are much the same as the digital files you would buy directly off the internet. It also comes with the exact same license, a single license, a license for you. If you broadcast music in public, technically, you're breaking the law. Places like cafes, gyms, strip clubs, they all pay fees to an organisation like APRA, who redistribute those fees to the recording artists. Think of it like Spotify, but for real life. Benson, I wanted to ask you the question. How do you buy your music these days? Do you go CDs? Do you go streaming? Do you go online? What do you do?
Music, if I buy them, I buy CD, yeah.
Yeah, CDs, yeah. So have you've never gone Google Play or iTunes or anything like that?
Never on iTunes or Google Play, no, never.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah. Now, Davey, how do you buy your music?
I usually, to be honest, it's not a confession, but I don't really buy music. If I stream it off SoundCloud, or maybe sometimes off the artist's own website.
How do you get music?
On iTunes. Yeah, on iTunes on my iPad.
So do you buy it? Do you rent it? Do you stream it? How does it work?
Well, I've got like this plan for $17 a month, and you can have whatever songs you want. Yeah, I got that plan too.
That sounds like a good plan. So how do you listen to music, Caleb? Do you listen to it on the computer?
iTunes.
iTunes is where you go?
Yes.
Fantastic. So, and do you have this same deal? This is some deal where you get all the music you want?
Yes.
You're happy never to own an actual record, a CD, a cassette tape?
Oh, I do own a few CDs by themselves, but I think that CDs as a physical copy is probably not as good as a digital one.
Back in 2007, Apple CEO Steve Jobs wrote an open letter in which he suggested that music on the internet being contained in DRM files was a little bit silly when those exact same music files were available on CDs completely DRM free, and then these CDs can go directly into your computer. The record companies agreed, and the iTunes store was completely DRM free. This is the same Steve Jobs, by the way, who decided that iPhones would never be bigger, iPads would never be smaller, and a touchscreen should never work with a stylus. Of course, we have Apple Music now, which does have DRM music, in much the same way that a Spotify or a Pandora or even a Tidal has DRM music. Technology and law are both evolving at such a rapid pace. The truth is that platforms like iTunes have the power to sync your calendar, your contacts, and your media, to update all of your apps without even giving you notice, although they do with that little blue dot. And as for what the future holds, well, I've prepared a little video that I think should explain everything.